Once upon a time, there was a wise and powerful king who ruled his kingdom with fairness and care. Among his ministers, one stood out as his favorite. The king relied on him for every important task, big or small. This favoritism made the other ministers jealous. One day, the jealous ministers gathered and complained to the king. "Why do you trust him so much, your majesty? We are just as capable," they argued. The king listened patiently and decided to put their claims to the test. He sent his favorite minister on leave and summoned the others to a meeting. That evening, the king asked one of the ministers, "Go and check the condition of my royal duck." The minister left and returned, saying, "Your Majesty, the duck is fine. She has delivered ducklings." The king nodded and asked, "How many ducklings?" The minister looked puzzled. I'll have to check again, my king." So the king sent another minister. This one came back with the answer, "There are 10 ducklings." The king smiled. "And what are their colors?" he asked. The second minister stammered, I didn't notice, your majesty. Let me check." Finally, the king sent a third minister, who returned and confidently reported, "The ducklings are white and yellow, my king." The king asked his final question, "What are their genders?" The third minister froze. I'll have to check again, your majesty." By now, the king was visibly disappointed. He called for his favorite minister to return from leave. When the favorite minister arrived, the king gave him the same task. "Go and check the condition of my royal duck." The minister bowed and left. When he returned, he said, "Your Majesty, the duck is healthy and resting well. She has delivered 10 ducklings, 6 males and 4 females. They are a mix of white and yellow." The king smiled and turned to the other ministers. "Now do you understand why he is my favorite? It's not about favoritism, it's about dependability. I can trust him to handle anything with care and attention." The ministers hung their heads in shame. They had learned an important lesson. It's not enough to be talented. One must also be dependable to truly earn trust and respect. Moral: if you want to succeed, be the person others can count on.